What's up, Internet? I am Ben, the bearded coffee blogger, back today with you with another tasting. And this is a promise tasting that I've been alluding to a little bit because we've got Sweet Bloom in the house. And man, do I love this roaster. A little bit near and dear to my heart because I was originally raised in Colorado, and this is a Denver roaster. And I'm thinking very hard about just getting all Denver coffees, and there's also a new shop in Colorado Springs, which is actually where I'm from, that apparently is bringing major heat. So we may just drink Colorado roasted coffee for a while. But I actually got this in town at Dose Coffee and Tea here in Nashville, which is one of my favorite shops in town. Great folks over there. They just do everything well. And so I'm a really big fan of Dose, and this is their featured roaster of the month. So we have Sweet Bloom Ndundu Gatundu, Kenya, washed process. Again, roasted in Denver, Colorado. And here's what Sweet Bloom says, kind of a little bit about them on the back of the bag and on their website. It says this, and I think this is really well worded. It says, all coffee begins with a bloom, an elegant, fragrant white flower. Exceptional coffee, freshly roasted and ground, blooms again when infused with hot water. Equally fragrant, and even more complex, we care deeply about everything in between these two blooms. From producers to precision roasting, our passion for this craft ensures the end result, what's in your cup, is as beautiful as its beginning. Really well said. So I am super excited to try the Sweet Bloom here today. I was introduced to this roaster a couple years ago by a buddy named Sean, who's started a couple epic coffee houses in Nashville now, and he was just one of the more knowledgeable people I'd ever met locally about coffee, and he was talking noise about how awesome Sweet Bloom was. And I actually went up to Denver a couple of years ago and did a bit of a coffee tour. It was just we had limited time, and I hit everywhere, and Sweet Bloom closed right before we got there, so I didn't actually get to go in. I was bummed about that. But checked out some other sweet shops that I'm really in love with. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and try this Kenya from Sweet Bloom today. Again, this is today this was the Kalita Wave brew 1:16 ratio as per normal. And let's give it a sniffy sniff. Okay, wow. So right off the bat, getting a lot of really nice floral scents on the nose. Getting probably some orange zest sort of flavors on the nose. So I would say white flowers, orange zest, maybe like just a tad bit of caramelized sugar, nuttiness. This is right up my alley as far as what I usually really love in coffee. Let's see what it tastes like. Ooh, just dribbled into my beard, I think. So this is, contra to the last several coffees that I've tried here on the channel, this one's got a lot of nice upfront, kind of high-end, high-note sort of acidities. Just like, boom, hits you in the face when you try it. I love that. A little bit of vegetation, still getting the flowers, still getting the citrus note, really loving it. Let's see, let me try to think through body and notes here in the middle. So this is a pretty decent body on this too. It definitely transitions from that acidity to like this higher to more like medium notes in the middle. getting a little bit of grapiness, maybe even a little bit of like, yeah, kind of like white wine sort of grapiness there in the middle. Yeah, and just a little bit of dried like nuttiness on the back end is what I'm tasting. Let's see what they say. Tasting notes here on the front. They say honey, tangerine, and pink lemonade. Man, you gotta love a tasting note like that. Let me see if I can get the pink lemonade. Yeah, I think a little bit I can. I wouldn't have picked it out on my own, but reading there, I think I can taste a little bit of that like awesome pink lemonade. This coffee overall is coming across really fresh, really clean, vibrant, lots of acidity, but it's in check. It tastes really good. If you are into third wave coffee, you're gonna love this sort of coffee most likely. If you are more of a traditional coffee drinker who prefers darker stuff, this is probably what you won't like very much at all until you get used to it. For me, I know my journey was I started with Starbucks and loved it, and I still love Starbucks for kind of the history and what they've done in some ways. But I worked there for a little while. I was a big fanboy before working there. Worked there for a little while, which is kind of like a little bit of a dream come true, believe it or not. And that was like 12 years ago, and enjoyed my time there. But when I got out of working there is when I really started exploring other coffee. And the independent coffee scene in Nashville at the time was hitting just a little bit. And so that began to open me up to lighter and lighter and lighter things. Whereas I used to love dark things. Part of that was like teenage, like trying to be like manly. I thought the darker it was, the more manly it was. I was doing a little bit of Superman thing there, I think. I don't know. And so I love that, but my palate slowly began to shift, and I began to appreciate lighter roasted things, and then like it's hard to almost go back and drink the coffee that you used to love now because you've gotten used to new things. And it's all preference again. It's all what you think. I've said that on this blog before, but you drink whatever coffee you want to drink. My dad drinks some just really dark roasted stuff that he buys in a big bag from Sam's, and it's funny to me, and I can't drink it, and he laughs at me. He thinks it's funny that it takes me 5 minutes to make a cup of coffee, but to each his own. You're going to love this coffee if you like lighter roasted, floral, citrusy, great third wave sort of coffees. If you're, again, more of a traditional coffee person, this might be a little bit out of your range, but it is wonderful. I'm going to give this a 4.25 out of 5. It's kind of where it's ranking for me. Really good. I could drink this coffee every day, every single day, and it, be absolutely pleased. Another cool thing about Sweet Bloom, just before we go, they say here on the bag, and I love this, by the way, packaging on point. But they have something here about brewing, and I love that. They say, we're a bit obsessive about brewing methodology, and since you're holding Sweet Bloom coffee, we're assuming you may be too. If you'd like to learn more about our approach, visit our brewing page at sweetbloomcoffee.com. So I was checking that out, and you can go here, and they have a recipe for both Chemex and AeroPress, two different things, and they have videos and step-by-step instructions. I really appreciate that because not everybody's as geeked out on coffee as I am, and you want to know how to do it. The other thing that is pretty cool on this bag is it says this bag can go in your compost. Remove the tin tie and the valve first. So you can remove this little valve air hole thing and the metal right here, and the rest of it can be composted. And that's pretty rad too. So all in all, wonderful coffee. Probably my favorite coffee I've had on the blog so far, but there's more to come. So again, I think I'm going to be dipping into Colorado coffees, and I got to get some ordered, and we're going to try a bunch of them because Colorado's awesome. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great one. Thanks for joining me. If you're enjoying this video, give me a thumbs up there on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, or maybe just share it if you, or pass it on to somebody if you think they would enjoy it. They're a bit of a coffee nerd. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm just here to spread the love. But thank you guys, and peace. Go drink something awesome.